After watching this video, you will know the powerful Stoic exercise of the view from above, what incredible benefits it can bring us, and how we can practice it in our daily lives. From a human perspective, there is no better or higher view from above than that experienced by an astronaut from space. He sees our planet as a tiny, fragile, light blue ball. For an astronaut, all of Earth's divisions, boundaries, and conflicts disappear at that moment. It's just a small, beautiful ball hanging in the void. Astronauts get a sense of awe, a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth, and a new sense of responsibility for our environment. This shift in cognitive awareness is called the overview effect and has been described in similar terms by many astronauts. Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell described the overview effect as a deep sense of connectedness, a feeling that all people, animals, and systems were part of the same thing, an interacting whole. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations contain similar words. Keep reminding yourself of the way things are connected, of their relatedness. All things are implicated in one another and in sympathy with each other. This event is the consequence of some other one. Things push and pull on each other and breathe together and are one. What is the Stoic view from above? The Stoics use the view from above to shift their point of view from a first-person perspective to a third-person perspective. We see ourselves as from above, and in doing so, we see ourselves not just as individuals separate from the things around us, but as part of the whole. The meditation begins with us. We imagine ourselves and we look at where we are sitting from a short distance. The reason we do this is because it helps us to see ourselves and our concerns more objectively when we look at ourselves in the third person from the outside. When we distance ourselves from worries, fears, and problems, we can see them more clearly and less emotionally and have a better chance of understanding their causes and taking appropriate solutions. As the meditation continues, we move further and further away. The closer we are to our problems, the harder it can be to see them clearly and objectively. When we zoom out and look at the big picture of our lives, it becomes easier to see things in context. Stoicism teaches us to shift our perspective to a level that is high above ourselves. One of the main benefits of Stoic philosophy is the recognition that it is not people, things, and events that upset us, but the way we view them. We have it in our power to see problems as challenges, for example. The Stoics practiced the overview effect through a simple mental exercise. It is now often called view from above meditation and is something we can use to change our own perspective. Looking at the world from a different perspective, from a distance, or as part of an overall picture can make us more detached from our worries and perhaps realize that we shouldn't worry so much. Marcus wrote, "Plato has it right. If you want to talk about people, you need to look down on the earth from above." How can we practice the view from above? We can proceed in the following order. We find a quiet, comfortable place to sit, close our eyes and relax. We pay attention to our breathing and quietly observe inhaling and exhaling. We now imagine ourselves and look at ourselves from outside our body. We look at our body and our immediate surroundings. Then we zoom out further and see our home and the people we live with. We begin to think about what they feel, how we interact with each other, what problems, hopes, and fears they might have. Next, we see our own city and how everyone who lives around us has a unique life that we know nothing about. They have hopes, dreams, and fears just like we do. We pass them on the street or in stores, but rarely think about who they are as people. We move further and further away and see our country. Again, we zoom out and broaden our perspective. We zoom out further and further and see our planet. We begin to think about all the people on the planet, all the lives spread across countries, social classes, races, and cultures. We think about the difficulties that some people go through. We think about how the whole system is connected. We think of the rivers and the mountains, the wildlife, the wind and the rain, the heat of the sun and the cold of the night. Everything has an effect on another thing, and life is simply an extremely complex series of effects. Marcus wrote, "Asia and Europe, distant recesses of the universe, the ocean, a drop of water, Mount Athos, a molehill, the present, a split second in eternity, minuscule, transitory, insignificant." We move further away and see our solar system. We seem quite small now. Our place in the universe is tiny compared to the planets and the stars. If we zoom out further, we see our galaxy, the Milky Way. The Earth or our Sun is no longer visible. Our place in the universe seems incredibly small compared to all of space. If we zoom out further, we see that our galaxy is just one of billions more galaxies. It is humbling. In this big picture, we can think about our lives and how we are a small dot on the overall timeline of existence. We can think about how our agonizing worries no longer seem important in this new perspective. We should think about what is really important to us. When we are ready, we can conclude the meditation by gently floating back to Earth, noticing that the details become clearer and clearer until we finally return to our bodies. We notice our breathing again for a while and then slowly open our eyes. What are the benefits of practicing the view from above? The Stoics believed that we can get closer to happiness by using the view from above. They believed that we can reduce the effects of fear, anger, and frustration by changing our view of our environment and looking at it as a whole. Arguments and minor disagreements seem trivial in comparison. Many of our problems can dissolve when we expose them to the problems of others or to the vastness of space. Things that seemed important to us then mean less to us than we thought. At the same time, we increase our capacity for compassion, understanding, and objectivity because we have begun to develop the ability to see other lives as part of the system in which we live. The view from above should change our judgment of things in terms of power, luxury, and the concerns of everyday life, whether these occur in our family, at work, or elsewhere, by relating them to the vastness of the cosmos and the scale of human experience. When we look at things from the perspective of the cosmos, the things that do not depend on us, which Stoics call indifferent, are brought back to their true proportions. This exercise should also help us to reflect on how foolish many of our actions are and how seriously we sometimes take our personal small earthly problems. When we look at the view from above, we learn what is important and what is trivial. We may find that what is currently bothering us fades away when we consider the big picture. Getting a sense of the whole and taking a third-person perspective can help with reflection. The Stoic view from above can help us understand others better, and in doing so, it can also help us understand ourselves. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and more importantly, share the video with someone who can benefit from this content. Thank you and stay inspired.